Fire off the invite to Bobby, and then we will be ready to go here. Let's see. All right. Just tell him that I sent it, and then I'll get going here. Let me just. Yep. Okay. Let me get my spreadsheets open. Actually, what I want to do is I want to also update the site here too. Just make sure this all looks good. Yep. All right. Let me make sure DK looks good. Looks good. FanDuel. Yep. And FanDuel Stacks. Okay. Let me just wait, where's the chat? There it is, sorry. Okay, let me just update the site for a sec. Hey, what's up, Bobby?
Hey, what's up?
Just gonna update the projections here, then I'll be ready to go.
What's up, Brody in chat? What's up, everybody in chat? Big tournaments today, so probably just gonna be here for a little bit before I jump out of here.
I'll hang out. I got nothing going on.
I've got a bunch of lineups.
Yeah, what I'm doing is I'm good with my big one, and I'm just gonna build some FanDuel ones here for the stream. Let me just update the projections on the site, and they are now updated. I'm going to change the title on it just so that people can get it. You guys don't need to see this, but I'm just doing it on the other screen. Then where am I? Quick edit. FanDuel Stacks, quick edit. Select final. Yeah, the only thing that was different, which actually was a little bit of a pain in the neck, was scratching the Dozo. I was going to be playing him.
I don't think it was scratch. I mean, I think it was pretty expected that he would probably not play today.
I thought he was going to.
He plays every other day. So I wasn't surprised by that. But yeah, I did have him in a number of lineups. But I mean, Rortfrit is, is not as good a hitter as Pozo is. But I have Minnesota, so it didn't affect me much, I guess.
Let me just post in the Discord real quick that this projections are updated, and then we'll be ready.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So for those of you that watched my the video earlier, I had mentioned that I was going to get to the Buxton thing, and as Bobby indicated, 4 hours ago. I mean, his projection is just obscene. Doesn't mean you have to play him, but he certainly does rate to be the strongest, just kind of one-off hitting play, I would say, in a while. Like the only other time that this year that I saw something like this was when Bellinger came back off the injured list. I got him at like 3,300, like at his first.
He's 3,200 now. He's just not doing what Byron Buxton was doing. Right. Thanks a lot, K9 Bronco, for the love. How do you know which part of the lineup order you're going to stack? I kind of want to go through the route with Chicago and large stack, smaller Toronto stack. So you mean which places in the order? I'll answer that question. I don't think when you're playing large field GPPs that it actually matters that much correlative wise. If you're going to play a smaller field GPP, especially on FanDuel, I think you want to try and stack somewhat in order. Not entirely in order. One gappers are fine. but I wouldn't have like I probably would be less likely on FanDuel to do a 1-4-7-9 on a small field. But on a big field, I don't think it matters that much. That's my personal take. Me and Rody have talked about this for a while. We feel similarly. It's actually one way you can get different is not trying to do it so much in order, because the correlation between the scoring and, except for on FanDuel, doesn't tend to matter quite as much. So that's my personal thing. I want the best guys I can get in, basically.
Well, what happens is also there's a lot of people that use, some of the popular optimizers,
Yep.
And what they'll do is they'll blindly say, I just want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s, and they'll exclude 7, 8, 9. So any lineup really with a 7, 8, or 9 is going to be lower owned than it should be.
Right. But for example, today, even if I'm playing the bottom of the White Sox order, I still will play Eloy Jimenez over Luis Robert, because the fairly popular stack and Jimenez is on DraftKings. Jimenez is more expensive and Robert's sort of like the automatic play. You know what I mean? Like, I'll look at the ownership as more of a reflection than I will the spot in the order, when two guys are basically the same play. And that's sort of a good example, I think.
So just so you guys see what I'm doing, what I'm doing is I'm actually building, or I'm rebuilding the 100. I'm entering 100 lineups in the $3 on FanDuel. So I'm actually, I just updated my projection. I'm just going to run these and just
get some Danny Jansen in there. In your Toronto, if you have a Toronto stack, people were going to play Kirk, but now they're not going to play Jansen, and I think that's a mistake. That's actually a perfect example. I actually have a 1-3-7-9 on FanDuel with Toronto.
Let's see what we come up with here. You know what you get a lot of, by the way, on SaberSim, if you set it for correlation, you get a lot of the 8-9-1s.
Yeah, the on FanDuel.
Yeah,
that makes sense. See, I think that they do that, and yeah, there is a mathematical that it's a better way to go. 100%, I agree. But when you're trying to win a giant field tournament, don't you agree that it doesn't really matter that much? You're trying to go for the highest score you can, not necessarily those extra 6 to 9 points don't usually matter to try to win a field of over 1,000 or more.
Yeah, I agree with that. On FanDuel, my pitchers, as you can see, you get to a lot of dudes when you play 100 lineups, but I still highest owned of Giolito and Snell.
Yeah. I'm annoyed with how much Snell I have. And let me just give the cautionary reasons for why Snell scares me. He threw 122 pitches last time out. It's what the Padres have sort of gone with him. They've let him roll, which I think is a good thing for his career. I think it's good for his confidence. What worries me is you have a team that's, 25th in the league in strikeout rate, so they don't strike out all that much against lefties, even though he had a great game against them, in the complete game a couple games back. You have a team that is 5th in WOBA, against lefties. And you have a patient team, which is Snell's problem. So also the 122 in the last game, then there's the other part where what if they get to who I actually have come on to a little bit. I actually have some ownership in Zach Gallen. I have about 12% on DraftKings. But what if they get to Zach Gallen early and it's 7-0 and he's thrown 80 pitches through 5 innings? That might be it for him. That is a concern when you need a ceiling in a slate like this. Now you might have 10 strikeouts in those 5 innings. That's definitely on the table as well. But it's definitely worrisome.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I have a lot of Snell, but it's scaring me because I'm playing 3 in the big one right now. And I'll just to be blunt, we're true DFS, we're transparent. I have 1 Woodruff, I have 2 Giolitos, and I currently have 2 Snells. And I think I might want to get off that Snell. Now, what I've done is gotten off of him a lot of other places, but obviously none are bigger than that tournament. And I'm using some Tyon. I'm using some Skubal. One guy who no one's going to play, who I'm going to take a couple shots on, is Cole Urban. And I'm playing a good amount of Cabrera as well.
Oh, wow.
20% of Cabrera outside of the big one. He's not in my big ones. And, you guys are good enough at math to realize that's 5 of 6. And I'll just go ahead and give you my 6th guy right now. And I feel sick about it. I feel really sick about it, Sheets. I don't even think I need to do it. I feel like I see it happening. and it's Jordan Lyles. You get everything the worst. He's got the only extreme hitters umpire on the slate. The guy I pick on probably the most in baseball. He's given up the most home runs. He gives up the most stolen bases. You know what I mean? It's a really good matchup for him, and he's 5,200, and it allows me to play a Grandal with my Yankees stacks, and not pay down really at any position. Is that worth it? I don't think so. So I'm probably going to get off of it, but at the moment, that's what I've got.
Yeah, not for me, but
it's not for me either. I don't even know who I am. It's like somebody who like came into my body and made me do this or something. But I feel like, I don't know, when you have like an instinct on something like that, sometimes it's good just to roll with it. Like the flip side, he has a monster leash. These other guys, like we don't know if what's his name, Cabrera will throw more than 80 pitches. He happened to throw 7. He almost threw his last game with 78 pitches, but that's because he wasn't striking anybody out. Snell in 2 of his last 3 games, yeah, he got roughed up by Cleveland, but he dominated in Boston. He, and you could say, oh, he got BABIP on his side. Well, he had 6 strikeouts, in that game in 7 innings, and I'll take that. I would do anything for an 18 to 20 out of that price range if it does get me exactly what I want. He pitched well in the game before that against Oakland until the 7th inning, and then he gave up 4 runs in the inning. Otherwise, he was looking at another 20 he was going to put up. He's thrown 100-plus pitches in 4 of his last 5 starts. He's thrown 98 or more pitches in 6 of his last 7 starts. He's thrown 92 or more pitches in 10 out of his last 11 starts, including some 120s, some 110s, some 114s, against a team that strikes out and is the worst offense in baseball against right-handed pitching. It's still not. I'm giving you both sides of the argument because I'm really debating this one. I happen to love my lineup the way it is with him in it, and I don't know if I can end up really pulling the trigger on it. But you can see there's at least a case being made here, right? Like he's made himself a case. A guy who can throw 120 pitches in a game, that's not something you're going to get out of 5,200 guys very often.
That is true.
Is it worth it? Probably not. But I'm like, even if he struggles and gets me like 12, that's not dead at all. You know what I mean? Unless the other guys unless we get some multiple 30s and 40s. And all the best pitchers outside of Giolito and Snell who can do that are in tough matchups. The other one is who doesn't strike anybody out, doesn't strike out nearly enough guys, is Ryu. That I'm sort of flirting with, maybe trying to get a little, maybe a 2v2 or a 3v3 swap there. But he's the other one I'm considering.
Yeah. So I again, this is I can't really, probably should give like the actual lineup, right, for the big one, but I will say this. I talked about this a little bit earlier. Like if you're gonna play a chalk pitching combination, you really don't want to play a chalk hitting situation. And likewise, if you're going to play a chalk hitting situation, you don't want to play a chalk pitching situation. So I am playing the chalk pitching situation. So what that means is that I'm not playing Toronto and I'm not playing the Yankees. And I'm not playing I'm not playing the White Sox.
So just to throw it out there, the one thing I totally agree with the point in general, but you could completely play Toronto at a low-owned stack with that same combination because I'm doing it.
Yeah.
You can completely play the White Sox with a low-owned stack in that same combination because I'm doing it. You're talking about guys, people see the team totals and, this team's going to be popular. Here's who's going to be popular. Eloy Jimenez will be popular-ish. Luis Robert is going to be really popular. Yohan Moncada will be probably in the 15% range, maybe around there. Maybe you get 10% out of Abreu and Grandal. Maybe 10%, probably less, honestly. Then you've got Andrew Vaughn. No one's really playing at 2,600. He's multi-position. You've got 3,400 for batting 6th, Brian Goodwin. So that's your way of getting different with those stacks. With Toronto, you actually get some really good bats that you're going to be low-owned, like Grichuk. But Grichuk, pinch hit risk. But then again, if you're betting on the stack, you're not as worried about it. Gurriel, one of them only probably gets pinch hit for, not necessarily pinch hit for, but Dickerson comes in for them late in the game to It's only, again, if the stack doesn't work. I don't think people are going to play Kevin Smith today. And I don't think people are going to play Danny Jansen that much. They actually will get on to Jansen. So he'll be the other double-digit one.
The other thing that I would mention is that I'm between. I mean, I didn't know whether I was going to go Giolito Snell or Giolito or Woodruff. I'm really still thinking about this. For all the reasons that you said. The good news is, by the way, is that Snell and like all these guys don't start for like a long time. Snell starts at 9:40. Woodruff starts at 9:45. And even if I wanted to wait, and I could play Bueller, right? If I felt like doing that. So I could
you have another player in the late games, yeah.
Right. So
Right.
if I have some hitting that's either going the way I want or not going the way I want, I can screw around a little bit if I have to, or if I just change my mind. I'm not playing like a Zach Wheeler at 7 p.m. You know what I mean? Not that Zach, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not locked into my pitcher right away. The only guy I'm locked into is Giolito because he starts at 8 o'clock.
I'm more with you on that, and I'm starting to have some second doubts about my combination with Lyles here. Now he'll be in my 250 if he's not in my 2500. He'll be in my 111. But I'm having second thoughts on the Snell thing. I just feel like the writing's a little bit on the wall, but there's also the upside I can't ignore at this price, and I'm just struggling with it, to be honest with you. I don't have a great. I have good pivots, not pivots that I want to use in my 2500 because I feel like I don't need to take that kind of a shot when I'm stacking the way that I'm stacking. And also, it's a 1,000-person tournament. You don't need to be so far off the board. It's one of my biggest mistakes I've made sometimes. Now, sometimes in those huge tournaments, it's absolutely worth it. You know what I mean? But if you're playing a tournament with 1,000 people, you don't need to get like this crazy everybody at 1%. Now that might win, but that doesn't mean that it's the optimal way to go.
Right.
And Houston is that sort of team today, by the way, that will be. But I think it's like no ownership. By the way, it's really weird. I didn't mention. I love Bueller and McCullers too. I'm using them more on FanDuel, and maybe if I could find a route, that would be something else I could do.
Well, and the good thing also is that if Toronto's at 7 o'clock, and if after like an hour and a half, like Guerrero has 2 home runs, you know what I mean? Then I know that I have to change stuff later.
Well,
because I don't have it.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. But
and if Toronto happens to be just doing nothing,
yeah,
somehow, then I could kind of tighten up just a little bit.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. That's a good way to play large field tournaments for sure. I don't think Guerrero is going to be especially popular, by the way.
I just mean Toronto in general. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like Springer, Bichette, Teoscar, I would imagine, and Simeon probably get a higher ownership because of the first base position. But Vlad is never. And by the way, Vlad truly is better against righties than he is against lefties, but he's great against both. He's still the best hitter in baseball. It just would be so Toronto to totally just lay an egg here today.
Just coming off there, finally had a good game after like 6 weeks of having bad games.
Yeah. I'm going to look at some questions here because do I still like Sano? I like Sano as part of a Minnesota thing. I really like that. I think Minnesota and Chicago, that's still a situation that I've attacked a lot. I have the game combo stacked all over the place. In my big ones, I have more on the Minnesota side with some wisdom one-offs. But I do think that is something I'm doing. And I don't have Sano in my lineups on DraftKings. On FanDuel, it's a little bit. I mean, he's cheaper on DraftKings percentage-wise, but on FanDuel, you can use him. You get a utility spot, so it kind of opens up some other things. So it's a little bit maybe better to play him over there. It's hard to say actually because there's a lot of good first basemen. I really like Abreu. I really like Voit. I really like Guerrero.
How much?
Go ahead.
How much Buxton do you have overall on DraftKings?
40%.
Okay.
He's my highest owned position player.
Okay.
I don't mind. Look, I'll just roll. If I find a spot like that, you just roll with it. I think.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I don't care about the ownership. It's it's everything you want in a guy like who's 3,200. And yeah, he's going to be popular, so you could totally argue for it. But it's a 15-game slate. You know what I mean? And that you could argue that two ways. You know, maybe that he's going to be popular, so we don't need to play him. Or then there's also like, but we have a million other places we're going to be different just by nature. Like Josh Donaldson's going to be 5% owned, and I'm playing him with Josh Donaldson in two of my larger tournaments. Jorge Polanco is going to be 10% owned. Max Kepler is going to be 7% owned. Brett Wertvit is going to be 2% owned. You know what I mean? And I almost all my Buxton lineups have one of those guys in there, so I don't really need to worry that much about the ownership. Now, some other people have that, sure, but I'm going to be different in other places than those people. That's only going to be, 1% of the field at most.
Right.
And they decided to make every great outfielder today, other than Buxton, 4,200 to 4,800. Did you notice that? Like they're literally. I want Robert. I want Teoscar. I want Springer. I want Jimenez, Eloy. I want Giancarlo, Joey Gallo. Everybody is at 4,200 to 4,800. It's the weirdest thing. So nobody can be that owned. Just not possible.
Right.
Robert will probably be the most popular of all of them. So if you want to switch it up, mix in one of those other guys. You got a bunch of options to choose from. Or you can drop down from Robert to play Gurriel at 4K.
Let's take a look at some of these questions here. Eric Johnson says Snell sucks on the road. Yeah, I guess.
Hey, it's a fair point.
Yeah.
Fair point.
It is a fair point. Maybe I should just maybe I'll just switch it. Maybe I'll just go to freaking, and I could totally do it.
Over his last 3 road games, he's averaged over about 22. So that's pretty good still. But it's a fair point. It does feel wrong, a little bit.
But I mean, he's only 70, whatever, 100.
Right.
And it's not, like we said, Woodruff's against San Francisco, right? I mean,
yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the big argument right there. And if this is a tournament that means nothing, I just say, so what? So drop down and play Cole Irvin, play Skubal, play Taillon. I think Taillon might be the answer, by the way, of all those guys. Play Cabrera and Cole Irvin instead of my combination of Snell and Lyles, And you get no ownership.
By the way, again, this is this to me is just kind of an easy thing to do. But if you didn't think of this, in your lineups with without Giolito, I mean Brian Reynolds is like a freaking elite play.
Yeah. I just named a bunch of other guys who are way better plays than he is in my opinion.
Yeah, but he's leveraging a 60% owned pitcher though.
No, he won't be 60% on. He'll be like 35% on. But even still,
I bet you Giolito in the 2,500 is over 50%.
Oh, maybe in the 25. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was thinking for some reason I was thinking Snell for a second. I mixed up. But you don't need that leverage. It doesn't mean that much on these slates. It really doesn't. Leveraging on these slates is one of the biggest mistakes a lot of people make. You just decide to stack against the popular guys, in my opinion. Because
if Giolito doesn't get there, it's because he's given up some home runs,
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
But I mean, this is a team without any power too.
Well, that's why I identified Brian Reynolds.
I agree. I like Brian Reynolds a lot as a player, so I'm not going to totally argue with it. I just think that today there's just so many elite plays. And by the way, I don't disagree that Brian Reynolds on his own you could just say is a good play. I just don't think the leveraging matters quite as much because it's not like people are out there playing Trent Grisham at 3,900 either, or Lourdes Gurriel as a part of Gurriel is part of the biggest, most popular stack, and he's going to be basically unowned, like literally unowned.
I'll tell you someone who's playing Trent Grisham.
Is it you over there? I like it. even though I've got a little Zach Gallen against you, but I like it. There's just too many outfielders for anyone to be that popular. Simple as that. Except for maybe George Springer and Luis Robert. So you can just not play those two in the same lineup, and you'll immediately have a low-owned guy with a high-owned guy. Or you can just play neither of them and play the other options we talked about.
Yep.
I have the stacks still basically similar. I really like Minnesota as a value complementary stack, but that means sometimes up to 4-man. I really like the Cubs as an off-the-board stack, but more in my smaller buy-in, not small buy-in by any means, but smaller buy-ins. I really like the Texas. I really like the Rockies as a long shot tournament stack, just because they'll be low owned. I think Trevor Story is the best play on the slate. Look, I know I just mentioned Jordan Lyles, but like if Trevor Story gets on, he's probably you got a good chance at a stolen base. Jordan Lyles gives the most home runs in baseball. Trevor Story is red hot. Well, not red hot. He hit 2 home runs yesterday. You have a low strikeout righty against Story. It's just he's a great play. He's an incredible play on FanDuel. He will be. He's a guy you might worry about ownership over there because he's 3,400, which is just kind of stupid.
What if I gave you like the best hitter in his position by like a lot at 5% ownership? What if I did that?
Who's that?
Salvador Perez.
I love Salvador Perez tonight. I have like 20% of them. I'm literally rotating my Grandal and Perez things together. And I even am throwing in with the Perez thing. I can throw in a little bit of Michael Taylor at 2,100 as a little 2-man.
Yep.
I think Salvador Perez is a fantastic.
Don't have to sell me on KC ever.
Yeah. Brian Anderson asked me a good question. Bryson Anderson. So we're going to have to. I actually am going to get out of here in 2 minutes because I want to hear this weather report. I do have interest in both sides of the Washington-Philadelphia game on FanDuel.
Okay.
I do have one stack on DraftKings, but I think it's very doable on FanDuel with a nice pitcher, and I'm into it at the prices they are. Now, Philadelphia's lineup is complete garbage tonight, and there is a tiny little part of me that's going, God, I'm thinking about all these guys. Maybe I should throw one Patrick Corbin in, but I just can't bring myself to actually do it. And Washington's lineup, again, not impressive, but you do at least have with Zimmerman in there, you have a 3-4-5 that actually are capable now. So I do think that there's some merit to that. I'm playing a ton of McCullers on FanDuel to answer the McCullers question from K9 Bronco. Not on DraftKings as much, but I do have some of them. I have Giolito as my highest owned, Snell as my second highest owned, which is going to change probably to Woodruff, which I don't feel. I mean, again, these are. There's definitely a good argument in any non-large field tournament to play these other guys, the Tyons, the Cabreras. I even have some Trevor Williams. I know you might not even pitch more than 60 pitches, but at the same time, if he's rolling against the Miami team, he's going to end up being like, he put up a 28 not too long ago. I just don't think it's likely. But anyway, but then you've got Gallen, you've got Cole Irvin, Bueller, whose people aren't going to play because of his price. And again, does price really matter when we have this value out here? Which I think we actually have that value out here today.
Nope.
So I'm coming off of my Yankee stack, I think, and coming off of the Snell-Lyles combo. If this kills me, if this ends up winning everything else, that's going to be heartbreaking. I almost want to take – now I should turn that into a Rocky stack. The problem is they're just too expensive. Gala Springer. Grichuk, Gurriel. Okay. I mean, it's weird because you can play the cheap guys from Toronto and skip the noise with Vlad, and you'll get to get the lower ownership too.
Yeah.
Love Andrew Vaughn as a play, by the way. Don't care where he's batting. Don't mind that he's 7th.
You have the Rockies, Rhodey, huh?
I like the Rockies as a off the board for DraftKings, not off the board for FanDuel. I don't think they're going to be unpopular. Just got a funny stat of the day. Javier Baez once recorded an RBI for the Cubs and Mets in the same day. Wow, that is pretty interesting.
Really?
Yeah. There's another guy who got a hit for 2 different teams, but I didn't know that stat.
The same day, what was it? He had midnight or something, and then he went to the.
He got traded, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm gonna run because I'm gonna try and just catch the weather real quick. Sheets, I'll tune in after I check on the weather. Guys, good luck, everybody. Let's kill it tonight. Rooting for you, Sheets. Rooting for you, Rody. Rooting for everybody out there. Good luck, all.
Yeah. So I don't know. So I'm doing something really weird in my DraftKings main lineup. I'm playing a team that I don't really have any of in my other lineups, but I just kind of think it's enough leverage to kind of get me there. Just because, as I said, I'm not going to have I'm going to have the chalky pitchers, at least for now. But I'll just say this, Rody, I'm with you on the big one. I just the one I don't really play that big, by the way. I'm in the big one, the one lineup, because I want a satellite. I would never put 2,500 into a tournament. So just the one. So to answer your question, I've won 1 seat. Highest owned stacked on FanDuel Sheets. Well, I'll tell you right now, it's actually Oakland. It's Oakland, Minnesota, Toronto. I have 60% of all of those. Actually, and those are in the bigger ones. But then in the multi entries, mostly Toronto and Oakland again. Getting a lot of Oakland. So I'm with you, by the way, Rody, on with San Diego. I have a different secondary stack than Colorado, though, and I have mentioned them in this chat. But I don't have any Toronto. I don't have any White Sox. I don't have any Yankees, and that's just it's just the way it's going to be. I mean, in the big one, I have plenty of Toronto and in the other stuff. And by the way, I can't believe that somebody put in there. You're going to really get a starting freaking quarterback at under 5K on Sunday, a week from Sunday. Is that for real? The Mac Jones, they just can't change the salary, huh? Week 1 of the NFL season is Mac Jones season. Is that the story? But getting a little stoked because I just actually did my first NFL projection run of the NFL season. But that doesn't have Mac Jones, but I'll show you what it looks like for now, by the way. So, and again, this is how new this is. I didn't even color code this yet. That's coming up soon. Josh Allen looks to be the best quarterback. And then best overall play. You have Devontae Adams. You have McCaffrey. See, right here, I have Jalen Hurts as probably like the cheapo. But with Burrow, too. I mean, there are a lot of cheap quarterbacks you could play. But Mac Jones is Mac Jones 4,900. Sam Darnold at 5K if he starts. It's going to be interesting to build. And then the way the stack page looks. Again, this is like really, really new. I haven't even color coded this yet, but check out how look at how hairy this is. So what we're doing with the stacks is we have 2 sets of stacks. We're going to have the 2 receiver stacks. We're going to rank those and the 3 receiver stacks. So depending on what you want to do, you can rank them in any which way, and we're going to still rank them by raw, by value, by Sheets value score. Yeah, there are these weird guys in here, man. I didn't even know that some of these guys are on these teams. the Matt Ryan, the Calvin Ridley, Kyle Pitts combination. I don't even know who that is. I honestly am going to get checked to make sure that all these guys are on these teams. Is this true? Is Julio Jones on the Titans? Is that accurate? Ryan Tannehill is going to be able to throw to A.J. Brown and Julio Jones? Well, if that's the case, that's going to be fun. Kyler Murray to DeAndre Hopkins and Rondale Moore? Who are these people? Terrence Marshall? Yeah, I forgot to bone up on my NFL. Oh yeah, Adam. We're gonna be running showdown slates. Yeah, we're gonna get this. We're gonna fire it. But we're gonna also hopefully we're gonna have a decent schedule down where you guys can know what to expect for when, because I'm not as into football as Bobby is. That was my joke last year. I hate football, but I had a couple of big freaking scores on football last year. I'm more into Survivor than the DFS for football. But do I know the weather on the Nats game? I'll pull up what's his name and see what he says, and that's the best I can do. Roth is saying that they think they're going to play through some occasional drivel in Washington, but there is Washington and they do dumb stuff. He's kind of positive on it. I am, I've just seen Washington do some funny business over the last couple of years, such that I wouldn't go nuts in that game. I mean, the 30 freaking teams to choose from. Why tilt from a Washington delay? Unless you really, really love it, I was about to say if Scherzer was pitching, I would be more concerned, but Scherzer's not on the Washington anymore. That's how up to date I am on all the comings and goings. Yeah, meanwhile, some guy in the Discord gave out some 2% owned tennis guy. I mean, it's not going to really score that well, but just if he can win at freaking 2% ownership at even a 5-setter, just on principle, that'd be nice. This Greek Sport. He was 2 sets down, I think, or whatever. Actually, he's in the 5 sets. He's in the 5th set now on serve. Talon Greek Sport. You love this guy against the Mets. The Mets are looking like trash. Yeah, maybe. Oh, Trevor Williams? Is he the No, it's not Trevor Williams, right? Or is Trevor Williams on the Mets? Pull up right here. Oh, you mean the Cabrera? Yeah, what's his name? Loves him. Bobby really liked Cabrera. Yeah, I don't know why he wants to play Jordan Lyles. I mean, hey, Bobby's the man. What can I tell you? But if you're gonna do that, I just assume you play the guy against play the Hernandez guy or Cabrera. But hey, Bobby's been running deep, man. He's had sweats, like multiple 6-figure sweats in the last 2 weeks. That's pretty crazy.
Remember, not to just tout him, but he doesn't play the same amount of lineups as a lot of these dudes, and not that it's easy if you're going to play 150 lineups, but it certainly gives you a better chance to get a six-figure score. That's for sure. So the fact that he's had like literally 3 six-figure shots in the past month is pretty strong. I haven't had a six-figure sweat. That's for sure. Just try to build good lineups and let variance just kind of just do its thing. This tennis thing's kind of funny because I've kind of figured out that the person who's already played, who they're not scoring, has 76 points. So you got to add 76 points to all your lineups with her in it to see what's up. Now I'm not going to be able to win. I mean, you got a 400. I mean, these are crazy scores. Some of these. 460 points. So I'm not even going to sniff that, but hopefully I can get in the money here and make a profit. I don't know. It's kind of hard to even tell. That's the thing. Dude, I got a zillion. Dude, everybody's 5 for 5. That's the problem. Yeah, like you were saying, yeah, Adam. We said this in the Discord. Whole bunch of 6s for 6s. That's like annoying, like because I went for like some really low owned guys today, and when those guys go 6 for 6, I'm like, ooh, that's really good. But then, yeah, exactly. Let's see what else do we got. Anybody else in here? Again, I'm kind of on my own tonight. I got nothing else going on. I'm just gonna wait till 7 and then probably just go eat. But I'm well, let me see what the dude. I'll tell you what's craziness is this League of Legends slate that's been going on the last 2 days. They have these freaking minor league freaking teams playing one game, and you just have no idea what's going to happen. Let's take a look. Let's take a look and see what's on the schedule coming up here. So, all right. So we have golf, the Tour Championship, which is basically it's like round 4 showdown. For those of you who've ever played like round 4 showdown of the of golf, this is basically what it is, right? So everybody's basically getting credit sort of for finishing position. Because they're starting, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, some people are starting like 2 strokes ahead, 5 strokes ahead, or whatever. So you want to find guys that can make up, hopefully, that can make up finishing position somehow. So that's going to be fun. We're definitely going to do a little bit on that. That's the golf. Should I do the Euro Open? Nah, I'm not going to do the Euro. Only 5K for first. If I can find good projections, maybe I'll put that up. Nothing in the NBA, right? WNBA, I've never done any WNBA shoots. MMA, we got only a 10 fight card. And here's some news, by the way. The greatest MMA card in the last year is coming to Madison Square Garden for Madison Square Garden's return to the MMA. I was opening my big mouth saying I'm going next time they come here because I've never seen MMA. But those tickets are going to be so freaking expensive. I need to win this $2,500 tonight to afford that. But that's going to be freaking wild. Then you have NASCAR, just the Cup. I think I'm not sure that you're going to have whatever. And here's another bit of Sheets news. I'm actually going to a NASCAR thing too. I'm going to Richmond for the Richmond race. Adam, I can't play CSGO in New York. I would totally try it. I'm not allowed. Canadian Football League. I don't know if I can play that. Maybe I'll do it just to test out the NFL. No, I can't because it's different positions. I think, right? I think it's different positions in college football. Soccer. There's a 5-gamer. Well, I don't know what this is. This is tomorrow. And EPL Saturday. I'll be there for that. Tennis. 32-game slate tomorrow. Very nice. Ooh, there's a medical timeout in the Greek Sport match. I really hope it's for the other guy, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like it's for me. Oh no, can't have that. LOL. Yep, we got European Masters, CSGO. They have, I just can't play it. I don't even know what any of these things are. Let me see what this slate looks like tomorrow, by the way. So tomorrow, baseball. It doesn't say. I was gonna ask if it was an afternoon slate or not. So Greek Spores on serve in the 5th. I've never played college football DFS in my life. Yeah, Brandon's great. And NASCAR is very hard. And yes, that is correct, Adam. I could play LOL, not CSGO. It's like, yep. It's almost like me being able to play like AFC but not NFC football. Not really, but oh, okay. So this is what you do. Okay, you ready, JJ? This is the way you sweat it. I can't, it's so funny because Bobby didn't know that you could do that either. What you do is on DraftKings, whether you're in the tournament or not, you go here. FanDuel's tough, but DraftKings, you hit view into the sport, you hit view live contests. Well, there's none live right now, but when they are live, you hit view live contests and all of the live contests in that sport show up for you to do it. What's the reason? I have no idea. You guys follow that about what's live or not? Like, there's nothing live right now at all. But is there? Oh, tennis is live. So, like, for example, okay, so tennis. Like, you go to the sport. Right, Banks. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. Yeah. So here on DraftKings in tennis, like hit view live contests, and all of these has a little thing what you can watch. Like, see, I'm not in the 1500. Yeah, but I can do. Yeah, I don't know about the app. Dude, I have no clue how this app works. I mean, I can't swap out players in the app. I mean, for a $1 billion company, DraftKings really, I don't want to say S the bed, but crap, whatever. Maybe you just don't care. But you really just can't do anything with an Android app. And it's funny because an iPhone, you could global swap guys out on your cell phone, but you can't with an Android. I mean, really? And when I asked, how can I do this? As well, get an iPhone. That's actually what DraftKings said. Get an iPhone. Yeah. So, hey, help me out here for a second, Banks. So sometimes I see it, sometimes I don't. So let me. So I actually get to Fantasy Cruncher through Awesome or whatever. So you go to Fantasy Cruncher, and where do you go? You go to lineup study. I think, right? They don't have tennis here. That's the problem. Tools, Fantasy Cruncher. It's probably better when it actually is live for me to do it. So what I would do is I'd go to lineup study within Fantasy Cruncher just for FanDuel, unless if I'm not in the contest. Or it should be under the MLB tab. Yeah, but I'm not in. I'm actually in Fantasy Cruncher through Awesemo. Yeah, that's the problem. Is that I'm not actually in Fantasy Cruncher. I like bought Fantasy Cruncher through Awesemo, so I actually have to access it through their site. Like I have to go to Tools. MLB. Right. So if I go to MLB, I can go to MLB DraftKings. Let me see. Oh yeah, wait a minute. And then here, where do I find this? Yeah, I don't. Oh, DraftKings contest data? Yeah, I don't. MLB. Yeah, Banks. Yeah, I don't know. I don't. Yeah, this is the only way I have access to Fantasy Cruncher. They used to on Roto Grinders have a forum that had the links to all of the whatchamacallits, all of the contests. Oh, so let's just see. Let's check this out. So let's go. Thank you, Banks. Let's go to fantasycruncher.com. Is that where you go? Fantasy Cruncher. Let's see. So let's go to here. Let's go to MLB. Where would this be? Oh, there it is. MLB contest links. And there you have it. Boom. So you just go to fantasycruncher.com. You don't even need a thing. Yep, I got it. It's right here. I'm sharing my screen. That's it. And this is where you can click through all that. This is the jumbo home run. And you can click through it. You know, I happen to have, I think I have a lineup in it. I have a lineup in it. So, but yeah, you can go that way. Excellent. After midnight, they all go away. Really? Uh-oh. Yeah, so make sure that you can't save the link. Save the link. All right, you learn something new every day. Tennis. Let me see if you could just. No, yeah, you need a free one. Okay. Is it real? Let's see. I can't pull it on here, otherwise they'll bury me. Let's see. And it really is just for principle, the Greek sports. They're not going to really cash for much, even if he wins. But just to give what's his name his props. How did the other guy do? I presume he didn't win, right? The Greek sport. Who's the other guy? I have one with Greek sport and the other guy. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Dude, you had it. He had a freaking 1-inch volley for a freaking break point. And he put it right into the, oh my God, he put it right into the net. If you didn't have your freaking hat on backwards. Let's see. Yeah, the tennis. That's right. You know, I'm like going to all these sporting events. I'm doing to tell you guys I'm going to the US Open next week too. I'm going to the quarterfinals actually. I've been to the US Open like 20 years. That's it. That's it. Berrettini said okay. I actually have a 4-4 JJ. Who you want to see in what? In US Open? I'm going. I don't know. I'm going to the quarters on the 8th, and I still don't understand why the more expensive seats are on the side. I mean, I couldn't imagine not sitting on the baseline. And the fact of the matter is that you always want the view that the TV gives. The TV always has the best view. I don't know why anybody would freaking sit on the freaking and have your neck go back and forth and not even be able to tell if the ball's going in or out. I don't get it. But it's definitely fun. I mean, when I would used to go more often, like the U.S. Open, I'd usually like to go on like the first day or two, where you could just basically walk around and just see a bazillion games and on like court 72, with no one's watching and stuff like that. That's kind of fun. That's funny. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I guess and linesmen are officially dead now. I think everything's electronic. Only 20 years too late. Ooh, I'll tell you, man. This Greek Spore guys, they're getting a lot of they got a lot of people watching this thing. You got like it looks like a couple of hundred, right? Watching. Ooh, don't double fault, Struff. That would be a shame. Meanwhile, I'm gonna seem like my grandfather nowadays, but I can't believe that like these tennis players, like they go crazy like every freaking point that they win. Oh, really? Gonna have to put a second serve out there, break point against in the 5th set. Hope you don't get too nervous, dude. Oh, put that away, please. Oh my God, you're so lucky. Oh my God, Oh my goodness, I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say about that point. Oh, you could be right, Adam. Well, no, is he on that court? No, he'd be on one of the main courts, Djokovic. This is like a grandstand court, Greek Spore. Um, yeah. Yeah, this is gonna go on and on. The tennis. I just want to get this guy's W. Well, who is he? The drains, right? Drainage. Hey, he's already ran above expectation, right? To make the fifth set. Guess that's something. Back on, still on serve. You want to get some ownership here? Let me just see something. You know, there's one lineup that's still not in. The Milwaukee lineup's not in yet, so that's something I have to keep an eye on. Or is it? Yeah, the Milwaukee. I only have one lineup with them, but I got to remember. No, two lineups. So yeah, so what we're gonna do, we'll hang out until this Toronto game starts, so I can get some ownership on here. What's this one? This one is yeah, it's not good. Are we live yet? No, not yet. Yeah. We live yet? Almost. 28 seconds until we see how chalky Toronto is in the all right. 8 seconds. Probably needs a couple more minutes before it updates though. We'll take a look. Greek Spores just can't have his serve broken. He's just going. He's just getting there, but it's gonna be a wild one. 76 would be 64. It's not good enough. Need a bunch of all right, so let me just see contests. Yeah. Correct answer is I'm not winning 2250. Okay, let's take a look. Players games not started. Players games not started. Players games not started. Okay, so Hereborn. Well, let's see. So Bobby already has 3 fantasy points, so he played. You could pull him up, right? So we can look at this. So he played Galvis and McCutcheon in the in one of his buy-ins, and he's getting them at very low ownership. This one, nothing has started yet. Oh, to Toronto, is that not? Oh, it's 7-10, right? Okay. Yeah, that's a good start, though, right? Galvis right off to the bat. Look at him. 3 fantasy points. Got him. Well, I'm looking right here. I'm sharing my screen, right? This is I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this. Let's see Hoop. Yeah, Hoop's got Galvis too. Hoop has a full 5-man of the Phillies into the weather and all of it. Wow. So he's got Bonifacio. So he's got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from the Phillies. Let's see who else do we want to look at? Do you want to look at Big T? Let's look at Big T. Big T. Oh, he's running a bunch. Look at that. He's running 1, 2, 3. He's running. Oh no, he's running 4. So he's got the full game stack. Look at that. So he's got the full game stack. He wants to put a number up on everybody and say, you know what, come and get me. Right? Who else? Who else is a Well, let's see let's see Osimo. What is he, guys? Running 10? Dude, how many is he running? Holy shit. Osimo is running 33 lineups in the 2500. And he's got he's got some people. All right. So Bichette, 20% owned. Springer, 23% owned. Guerrero, 15% owned. Osimo here. He's got one of these also. He's got a 5-man. He's got a 5-man Washington actually in one of his. Not started. It's another big Toronto one. Osimo. Yeah, he plays everything. I mean, there's a satellite he'll play, whatever. Oh, he's got one of his big lineups with. I'll check that out, JJ. He's got one of his lineups with Ryu. Another Toronto. More Toronto. Yeah, he's got like 2 Torontos. All right, who are we looking at? Empire Maker? All right, let's pull him up. He's not. Doesn't look like he's playing. It doesn't look like he's in. Oh, let's look at what's his name. What's your account name, Rody? I forget what your account name is. Is it ROH? There it is. All right, so we got this one. In this particular, Road 51. Yeah, it's so funny. This one, it only gives you, only lists one of them. And in this particular one, it doesn't have anybody in this game. But that's weird. Like this one, it only shows one lineup. But like with the Osimo one, it shows like them all, right? Isn't that weird? It shows all of Osimos, but only one of Rody's. Oh, speaking of BK Ryder, right? No, I know you do because it says parentheses too. Isn't that weird? No, I don't think so because look at the Osimo, all those had like zeros. Right? BK Ryder looks like he's fully maxed out, but look, check it's only showing number 11 and number 24. Oh, here they come. But some of them are missing. He's got a bunch of these Torontos. Josh Harrison's got 10% here. Yeah, right? It is strange. And I will tell you that I don't have anybody from Toronto. So my problem is I'm already at that stage of this lineup tonight where if I change it, I'm just not going to be interested in watching it win after I change it. So I'm not exactly sure what I would change it to anyway. It's just rolling. But I will tell you this: I am definitely rooting against Toronto. I promise you. So what else? I'll root for you, Rhodey. I'll root for your Colorado, even though I don't have it. Let's see if anything else from Bobby showed up. Yeah, so he's got 2. Wow, this one he is fully. Yeah, that's the problem, Banks. I just can't. Yeah, they haven't started yet. I would tell you if any of my guys started, I would show you. Yeah, look at Bobby. Bobby is this is such a freaking Bobby play. It's just so freaking Bobby to take, and this is why he's so good, to take the chalky team but make it unchalky by inserting these dudes, by playing Jansen along with Kevin Smith. Yeah, that's total Bobby move. And this one right here, number 3. Oh, so he's got at least 3. And this one he's got nobody from Toronto. Nobody from that game. Yeah. Well, the way you could do that, you could do this, right? So here, you could export them here, but then what you do is you can go. And I get this issue. I mean, sometimes just Excel just kind of rebels. Yeah, what you do is if you really want to get into it, you could do the lineup on Fantasy Crunch. Do the lineup review where you can really get after it and see all the constructions and stuff. Empire Maker did do 2, so how come I can't find him? Because just draft. Oh, here's one of them. You're right. But he's got looks like he's got what is this? Oh, this is Oakland. Ooh, he's got a 5 spot up with Oakland. He's got 5 points on over Harrison. I got Harrison in my FanDuels, right? Yeah. This. So 7-10's up. Let me just let me get a Greek Spewer. Oh my God, the sweat is real. He had a chance to go break up that game, and now he's fighting. He's just fighting to stay on serve. Yeah, so Mrs. Sheets is at the. Whoa. Let's do this.
One second. Wait, what the hell is this? Interesting. Okay, so I should probably get one. We'll sweat a little bit of this Toronto game and a little bit of this. Let me pull up. I can't show it, but we can show the. I want to get one inning of Toronto not going off. That's all I want, and then I'll let you guys go, I guess. Toronto's Baltimore is threatening, right? Well, that's good, I guess.
Ramon Urias on deck.
3-2, 2 outs. Oakland they're going to commercial. Boston got a runner on second, 2 outs. Bogart's up. Tell you, I used to. You talk about my generation. So when I would be expert at giving play-by-play. Like let's say that somebody had a bet on a game and they didn't have it on TV wherever they were. They would call me and say, "Hey, what's going on in the game?" And I would give play-by-play. That's like something that's kind of lost, I think, on some of today's generation. Just be able to describe the game to somebody else. We got Cole Irvin's looking over there. We got Cole Irvin on the mound. We got Ryu on the mound. Yarborough. We got 3 screens going. And we got a walk. Oh, Ryu is not off to a good start. First and third, 2 outs. And then we have 5-5 Greek Spewer Struff. And Struff is 1530. Now, again, I'm a little behind, actually. So if nobody knows what's happening, don't tell me. Because the live feed is all the live feed. The feed on ESPN Plus is a little bit behind the DraftKings app. So if anybody knows what happened, and there's of all the people that are probably out there sweating the Greek Spewer Struff match, don't spoil it for me. Ooh. Oh, come on. Put in the net. No. Okay. Give me a break point. Ooh, we got 2 break points coming. The Bartman. 1540 Struff. Come on, 1 of 2 freaking points, and the world of riches becomes ours. No. Ooh. Oh, he fought. Ooh, still in it.
Okay. Still third. Still got one more break point. Let me pull this back up. So it's first and third, 0-2, 2 outs to Ramon Urias. Oh, Boston is on the board. Boston is on the board. Someone's winning $1 million. Actually, that's not true. I'm sure it's a big tie. Toronto first and third, 2 outs. Ooh, he got him. So he struck him out. So Toronto is coming up to the plate. We need this one. Ooh, got him! Greek Spore! Let's go! Greek Spore breaks and will be serving for the match for the glory. Let's see anything new on the. So is there any game that starts at 7:30? I don't think so. Okay. All right. We're gonna get this one home. We're gonna just need 4 first serves out of you, Greek Spore. Let's see what we got here. I've made a decent amount of lineup. We need the Greek Spore. John Jenkins is in there. So it's 6-5, 15 love. Just give me three first serves. Put the pressure on. Just put that away. Yep, thank you. Just volley that away. Thank you very much. 30 love. Now, what's going on in Toronto? He's already from the stretch? Oh, that's what everybody does nowadays. Oh, my God. This Aiken is throwing up freaking batting practice. I cannot believe that I have to root against Toronto here. If that first pitch is any indication of what's coming, this Toronto chalk is just a lock. What is Springer doing taking both those pitches? Aiken just threw 2 total meatballs over to start it off. Hold on, back to Greek Spore. 40 love. That's it. Got him. Yes, and he slams it up to the sky. All right, so now let's get back to we'll watch this half inning here. Oh my God, he totally struck Springer out. It must be my birthday. Detroit has a run. I missed it. I didn't see how he scored a run. There's a lot of people that was. Oh, Robbie Grossman with the home run. Robbie Grossman with the home run. I'm sure someone's got it in the Millie. 2 outs. Oh my God, 2 up, 2 down against Toronto. Let's go. I may as well check and see how many people have this Grossman thing. I'm sure plenty. Yeah, there are a bunch. The whistles go woo woo. He's got the Grossman. All right, not that many though. There were 1,120 entrants in the 2,500. And it looks like only 20 of them had Grossman. Grossman 1.4% owned, actually. Okay. Guerrero, 1-1, 2 outs. We'll take you through this, and then I'll let you guys go. Uh-oh. Oh, my God. Guerrero just smoked one. Oh, my God. We tracked it down at the wall. Maybe the BABIP's running good for the Toronto Faders. All right. Good luck, everybody. All right, I'll tell you guys. I have God help me. I have right now. I have whatchamacallit, Padres and the aforementioned Kansas City with Sal Perez et al. All right. Good luck, all, and if there's a sweat, you'll see me later.